Hey warriors and wenches, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy. Good to see you all. Here's my take on the open beta, my impression on the open beta. This is not a full review of Mecha Break, because I don't know what's we're looking forward to on the full game, whatever that's gonna come out. I think it's probably gonna come out, my guess for Mecha Break is it will probably this fall, 2025. That's what I think. But here's my impression on the game. Yeah, the game's good. The game's good. The game's smooth. I mean, the game runs smoothly. The game, yeah, it runs smoothly. All right, I'm just gonna stop playing. But basically, this is my take on Mecha Break, the open beta. Let me first start off by saying I'm a big mech fan. I love Pat Labar. I love Fully Cooley. I love you remember Metabots? I love Metabots. I love Gundam Wing. I love all sorts of mechs. I love Armored Core. All that sort of good stuff I really like. You remember Big O? I love it all. Really big mech fan. So when I saw Mecha Break as being a 6v6 PvE/PvP sort of game, I jumped at the chance because they treat these mechs sort of like, not like Armored Core you could fully customize, but they do treat their mechs like heroes. Each mech in this game has its own sort of features. One might be a support, one might resort into full defense, one might be a long range type, one might be, you know, the front melee attacker type. I love it all. It's a bit difficult to adjust to, but it's altogether a really fun game. Really fun game. So let's first start off. First, when you boot up the game for the open beta, you are given the chance to make a pilot, be it male or female. I think everybody can agree that making a female into Mecha Break was probably the peak of this game's ascension, because they treat their audience like fucking gamers. Like the censorship is just gone. It feels like I'm playing a video game again. The characters are, well, the way they talk and the way they move, the voiceovers do for the story do need work. So it's whenever that works out, that's fine. Your character can speak as well, but it's kind of odd. But for your characters, for creating them, it's actually kind of unique. Also, later on in the game, if you progress through the PvE mode, you can actually change your pilot, and you can also change your mech. You do not, the mech that you see right before you, that you just saw, you do not need to have those colors. Blue and white, you don't need that. You want your mech to be all pink, you can do that. Like, as you progress through the game, you're gonna get credits, you're gonna get certain, what's the word we're looking for? Currencies that will let you do that. As a matter of fact, before I say that, because I know as soon as I say a few currencies, you guys are going to think that this is a mobile game and we got to collect gems and shit. There's only one currency, and that, well, okay, to be honest, there's two currencies. There's three currencies. But the one that you can only pay for, but also earn, is the yellow currency. It's like a yellow cube or some bullshit, okay? It's not available yet for the open beta. All I'm gonna say right now for the microtransaction for the open beta, they don't have that shit open right now, but I'm gonna let them know right now that shit needs to be fucking reduced. I know you're from fucking China and you want to you want $5 million stat, but you guys need to fucking calm down. Otherwise your game is going to flop. It'll rise. But if you're predatory with your microtransactions, watch that money just fucking leave. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the amount of mechs that you got into the game is not enough, man. You're able to buy a couple of mechs at the beginning of the open beta, but after a while, like, the mechs prices just gradually go up. First, it starts off with 2,000. Then 3,000 credits, then 10,000 credits, and then the last one is 45,000 credits. you see on the screen right here before you. Those two mechs right there are like 3,000 to 3,200. And you're like, oh shit, they don't, it's not that much at all. And I'm just looking like, well, fuck, this sucks. My favorite mech that I want is like 20,000 credits. And then I finally get, this is the issue with this open beta. There's not enough mechs. I did not just buy my favorite mech and then I get into the game and then some nigga takes that fucking mech. That's the issue that I have. But we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. You're able to customize your pilot. You're able to also customize your mech. You're also able to put mods onto your mech. Now, luckily, they're going to put a ranked thing system later on in their game. They will. Now, for the mods, when you do certain modifications, they won't be available in the ranked matches, which is good for longevity because the last thing you want is somebody beating the shit out of you because they have high energy and high defense or some shit. So that'll only be available for quick matches and the like. You're also able to do a whole bunch of type of training challenges on this game to quickly understand how to use your mech. There's also an PvE section that gives you a giant map where you could just go around killing a whole bunch of other mechs in a PvE version with 2 other pilots. It is so fun. It's kind of hard to navigate around, but I think later on when you start to level up your achievement levels and that sort of thing, I think later on you're able to traverse these maps a lot easier. There's also big boss battles in the PvE version. It also treats that PvE version much like, you remember Warframe, when as long as you stayed in the wave section, like wave after wave, as long as you stayed on the map, you get better rewards. That's basically how they treated that sort of mode for the PvE mode. Now, hopefully, well, right now they got also a PvP section where it's 6v6, and it's really fun to just slice and dice and make other enemies, other players explode. They also added execution, so you could just go up to them and take them down in some fancy sort of way. Really, really kind of cool. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but the PvP, really fun. I'm waiting for that moment where PvP and PvE meld. I don't know when they're gonna do that, but I am ready for that. I haven't heard anything about that, but they didn't say it's not going to happen. I'm ready for that. I did hear that they are also going to add more mechs, which they fucking need to do for day 1. I think there's a total of 9 mechs right now. It is not enough. You have 6 people on your team. That is a high chance that somebody's going to take your mech. Somebody's going to take your mech. I always end up with Tricera for some odd reason, and I'm like, okay, I like Tricera. I like, has anybody ever seen Gundam Wing? Heavy Arms? Yeah, I like Heavy Arms. I like them. But, what was I thinking about? Oh, yeah. Basically, later on, you will have the progression of this game is kind of, in a weird way, you can bring up your progression through PvE, a little bit of PvP, but mostly training mode. It's a weird and wonky, but depending on certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Tasks. You can assign tasks to your player every day where you can earn achievement points. Achievement points is what levels up your overall character, your overall pilot, and you level that up, you're able to get certain things that was not previously available before. We're talking about better paint options, we're talking about upgrades, we're talking about new modes, which I'm trying to like level up, and I'm trying to see the other mode that they have. I don't think there's a PvP PvE mode, but I'm looking forward to seeing what sort of modes they got. They also have an arena mode that I want to see. All these sort of different things I really do enjoy. There are certain things that I do not enjoy about the game, which would be There's a lot of bloat on the screen. If you can just see right here, there's a whole bunch, and that's gonna happen. I know they're being, listen, they're being Asian right now, and you know what that means? That means it's gonna be flashy as fuck. We're talking Final Fantasy 14 like flashy, like it will go crazy. Like now I've trained my eye to be like, okay, I can ignore most of the shit on the screen and I can focus on hitting this person or heading to this objective, that sort of thing. But I try to avoid being in complex areas where I have all this shit on my screen. I got all my, I got a mini map, there's things on top, and it's all simple stuff that you have. But I think there should be a way to minimize. I have not checked, but I hope there's a way to adjust. Kind of like Final Fantasy 14, where you can adjust the HUD to wherever you want. I hope there's something like that. You take something out and take something in, that sort of thing. I would like to reduce so much, make things more simplified. I think that was, even though I don't play Final Fantasy 14 anymore, the way that you could just change most of these things on the screen into a more simplified version so you can see the screen would be much needed. Now, for people who want to play the game, but they're not familiar with mechs and that sort of thing, just to let you know, there are support classes, but not everybody is going to heal you. You're going to run into a situation where you're just not going to be able to get healed through for 2 minutes, depending on your longevity of your survivability. There will be a lot of people that just don't think about you. Right? Like right now I'm getting healed by somebody, but I was stupid enough to put myself in the middle of the fucking arena to where everybody could shoot me. And I got low energy, which by the way is really important. Energy lets you do most things into this game. If you got a powerful melee ability, you're going to use energy. If you got certain abilities, you're going to use energy. You want to boost around or fly around, you're going to use energy. You want to jump, you got to use energy. All these things account to the energy, and you have to stamina. It's stamina. You have to account for that stamina. And that is probably that is your biggest battle into this game. Sooner or later you're going to get good at the game. But if you find yourself in a situation where you want to get out of the situation, you have to look at your mech, what your mech is able to do, and what your mech is not able to do, and then go from there. For example, I'm playing Tricera. It would make sense for me to be in the middle because I have high defense and I have a high amount of damage, and I'm able to shoot things with 4 Gatling guns and a giant rail gun or hand cannon behind my mech. But it's not always. I'm not completely safe all the time because my teammates are gonna run fucking everywhere like a chicken with their head cut off. Okay, so I try to put myself with the team because even though I have high defense, my mech is all about team play. There is certain enemies like this Vulcan, this giant axe wielding Gundam like motherfucker. He's a solo combat, so me being down here all slow and shit alone, he would whip my fucking ass so hard, it in my ass without lube basically. But if I'm with my teammates, that Welkin's going to die so easy. I have a higher chance of living with my teammate with the high defense that I got supporting them than I am being alone. There's also a sniper in this game. That if you're trying to be a sniper, you have to remain cloaked, and you have to shoot, and you have to move. If I find you out there being a sniper, sniping and not moving, I will. How could you be so fucking stupid? You know we have a kill cam, right? So if you kill a nigga and you stay at that same exact spot, guess what's gonna happen? He's gonna he's gonna go for your butt cheeks. No amount of fucking being invisible is gonna help you at that point. So you have to, you'll understand when you get there. But basically right now with the open beta is where everybody's just trying to learn how to use the game, try to play it as much as they can, try to have fun. People are going to make their own sort of reels and, you know, make a couple of videos, just have fun with their friends. I think there's a few issues with linking up with friends in this game, which also needs to, you know, be taken into account, because connectivity is very, very, very important. But like I said, that's the Welkin, by the way. You see that motherfucker that's hitting me with a giant green axe right there? Well, he's gonna lose because I'm with my friends, okay? He's low health. I got my shield up. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm with my team. See, I got my teammates right there with me. Somebody's healing me. He ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. But anyway, I hope you guys get to play this game. It's available on PC. I don't know if it's available on consoles, but the open beta is available. It's going to be free. I think the game is going to be free when it comes out. So try as you might, you know, when the game comes out, hopefully the microtransactions are adjusted, because there's a lot of negative reviews, which is a good thing. If you got negative reviews on your game before it's even gonna come out, like a beta or something like that, then you got work to do, and hearing that feedback is very important, so that's good. But yeah, I'm truly interested into this game. I think this game, I feel like Eastern developers are just doing it right, and that just feels great. And I wish Western developers, especially American developers, got their fucking shit together and stopped, you know, getting in their fucking feelings. Maybe they could make a good game. But if they want to lose their job, well, let them lose their job, bruh. I don't give a fuck, bruh. I'm gonna play Mecha Break. I got a white-haired beauty. Right there. That's me. That's me. That's my girl right there. That's my girl. MVP right there. That's my girl. That's mine. Impression over. Okay? Get out of here. Get out of here.